Every morning, Salma Adam sends her granddaughter Tamaya to try and sell some of their few remaining items of clothing. There aren't many buyers in this transit camp in South Sudan. More than 500,000 people have arrived here in the last year, fleeing Sudan's civil war. Almost everyone's struggling to get by. A sale means Tamaya's family will eat today. They fled fighting in Sudan's capital Khartoum months ago. Tamaya's father died soon after arriving here and left Salma to look after her grandchildren.
After we arrived here, we took my son to the hospital. He'd been ill for months without any treatment, and he became worse on the journey. After 5 days in the hospital, he died. I was told to come here and register.
Salma and her family are waiting in the transit camp for UN transport to a remote long-term refugee settlement where there are people from her community. She's originally from the Nuba Mountains in Sudan. She fled there for Khartoum more than 20 years ago when the government bombed civilians. The money from the sale buys a meagre meal. 6 months ago there was no market here, but many of the traders themselves had to flee the fighting, and they've set up stands to sell food to the growing population of displaced people. But everything here is from Sudan. The onions are grown there, lentils and rice all transported here, and because of the war the prices just keep going up. The town of Renk is not well connected to the rest of South Sudan. Donkey carts bring goods from the border or the possessions of those on the run. The UN gives new arrivals money for 7 days' food. After that, they're meant to go to the long-term settlements or other communities. But many don't want to, so the transit camp keeps growing, and people do whatever they can to get by. Rahma Umar says she saw children killed and people raped when she fled Sudan. Here she depends on the thorny scrub near the camp to survive.
This is actually harming my body, cutting my hands and arms. If we were not selling firewood, we would not survive. It's the war that forced us here. We've been told not to stay in this transit camp and to go to the refugee settlement. But we don't want to go there. We want to stay near the border, so we're ready to go back.
Sudan's civil war has forced more than 8 million people from their homes. More are fleeing every day. Rahma and her family are hoping for better times, picking thorns out of their hands every day as they wait. Malcolm Webb, Al Jazeera, Renk, South Sudan.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.